So 5.1 says, without using a calculator, simplify the following expression to one trigonometric ratio. Now what we have is sine 140 multiplied by sine 360 minus x all over cos 50 and tan x. And we have to simplify this to one trigonometric value or one trigonometric ratio, which can either be sine, cos, or tan. Just either one of these would be useful. So our first step is to reduce sine of 140. This can be written as sine 180 minus 40 multiplied by sine 360 minus x. This will be in the fourth quadrant. So whenever you do these type of questions, it's helpful to have a little Cartesian plane which shows you what is positive where. So there's a little mnemonic that students like to use, which states all students take cocaine. Yeah, but it helps us to remember what is positive in which quadrant. So we have the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third quadrant, the fourth quadrant. Here all ratios are positive. In the second quadrant only sine is positive, the rest are negative. Here only tan is positive, the rest are negative. And in the fourth quadrant only cos is positive and the rest are negative. So sine 360 minus x, you have 0 here and you have 360 at the same position, and you have 90, 180, and 270. So we have 360 minus x, that would be in this quadrant over here, like that. So this is in the fourth quadrant and it would be negative, so minus sine x. This is then all over cos 50. Now remember, what you're trying to do is end up with one trigonometric ratio. So it's always good to mix around things from the moment they're given to you, so that you can try and kind of see if there's a correlation somewhere such that you'll be able to cancel certain ratios. So cos 50 at the bottom can be converted to cos of 90 minus 40 and then multiplied by tan x. In this case, excuse me for copying it incorrectly, that should be tan of negative x. So tan of negative x is the same as saying, so if you have tan of negative x, that's the same as saying tan of 360 minus x. Again, that lands us in the fourth quadrant where tan is negative. So tan of negative x changes to negative tan x. This is according to the reduction rules. Then sine 180 minus 40 becomes sine 40, because that is in the second quadrant. 180 minus is this, so this is 180 minus, this is 180 plus, this is also known as 90 plus, this one is 90 minus, and then this one is 360 minus, like that. So sine 180 minus 40, that's in the second quadrant, and according to the rules that just is equivalent to sine 40. Then we say multiplied by minus sine x all over sine 40. So this sine 40, I'm getting it from the cosine rules, which states that cos 90 minus an angle is equal to sine of that angle. So here I have a sine 40 at the bottom as well, and then multiplied by the negative tan x. Then sine 40 cancels sine 40, and then I'm left with minus sine x. And since this is a division sign, once it's like this, I can either turn it into minus sine x over the identity for tan x is sine x over cos x, but in this case I'll rewrite it like this, divided by sine x over cos x. This is to avoid my fraction being too long. Once that is done, I can work this out, put that in brackets, minus sine x. We know when we divide by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by the inverse. So the inverse would be cos x over sine x. And don't forget your minus. That's a bit too tiny, like that maybe. Then here our minus and minus will make a positive, and our sine x will cancel with our sine x, leaving us with an answer of just cos x. And that is one trigonometric ratio.